Take a look around me, taking pages from a magazine. Been looking for the answers ever since we were 17. You know the truth can be a weapon to fight this world of ill intentions. A new answer to the same question: how many times will you learn the same lesson? I think they got it all wrong. We just gotta hold on and on and on and on. 'Cause we're gonna be legends, gonna get their attention. What we're doing here ain't just scary, it's about to be legendary. Yeah, we're gonna be legends, gonna teach them all a lesson. Got this feeling in our souls we carry, and it's about to be legendary. This is what we came for, and we couldn't want it anymore. We could never turn back now, got to leave it all on the floor. Been dreaming of the payoff, through the struggles and the trade-offs. Fighting tooth and nail on the way up. Tell them the truth, but they think it's just made up. And I think they got it all wrong, but we just gotta hold on and on and on and on. 'Cause we're gonna be legends, gonna get their attention. What we're doing here ain't just scary, it's about to be legendary. Yeah, we're gonna be legends, gonna teach them all a lesson. Got this feeling in our souls we carry, it's about to be legendary. Eventually they're gonna know who's right. To make a stand you got to win the fight. Can't stand the heat and just the afterlife, or you might never make it out alive. You gotta live without a compromise. Let everybody hear your battle Yeah, we're gonna be legends, gonna get their attention. What we're doing here ain't just scary, it's about to be legendary. Yeah, we're gonna be legends, gonna teach them all a lesson. Got this feeling in our souls we carry, it's about to be legendary. Yeah.
Welcome everybody to the weekly live stream. My name is Brandon Tobias. It's a complete honor to have you here on my channel. I couldn't be more excited. I couldn't be more nervous, but mostly excited. There's going to be some amazing messages that come out today, and some of you are going to change your life for the rest of your lives today, if and when you do choose to step into the thing that is spoken out today, that is already deep inside, that you've been knowing, feeling is coming for a while, that is about to be very, very real today. I couldn't be more honored to be your sponsor, to be your initiator, to be your inspirer for greatness. It gives me more joy than I can even describe or imagine to see each and every single one of you guys, as time progresses, step into your true soul purpose. And we are getting to a time here on this planet where it is absolutely essential that all of us get very serious about what we are here to do, who we really are, and who we are to become. And I just want to first and foremost thank each and every single one of you for taking that mission seriously, for not downplaying it and saying that it's crazy, or saying that it's too far out there, or saying that it's not for you, because very soon things will begin to be in a place where there is no more going back and there is no more staying comfortable. I don't know if you guys can feel this, but I feel very soon there will be no more opportunities to sit back and to allow others to do the work, to allow others to make the choices, and or to remain passive in your decision to step into who you are or to run your life by default. There's an awakening happening right now in your soul, and that awakening has to do with you choosing to step into who you really and actually are versus who you thought you were, or who you thought you needed to be, or who you were by default. There's a taking back of the authentic and immensely powerful power that lies deep within you, that each of us are gifted with to be on this earth, to have. The God power inside of me and the God power inside of you is equal, and it is immeasurable. And it has the power to impact and to create ripples across the world with each and every single word I say. Each and every single word I say, each and every person that we touch today from this live stream will create an immense ripple that will have profound consequences for the rest of the world, now and in the future. And this same God power that lies within me to impact this amount of positive change lies within you as well. And it is my mission here today and forevermore on this planet to ensure that you are fully awakened to this God power inside of you and that you can use it in the specific way you were designed to use it. So truly, from the bottom of my heart, from the depth of my soul, I appreciate each and every single one of you guys being here today. And if that's all you choose to do today, just to be here, I appreciate you. And in addition to this, it's going to be a little bit of a different day. We have what's called the Lionsgate Live Challenge today. How many guys are familiar with what's going on with the Lionsgate Live Challenge? You guys can put something in the chat or let me know if you're aware. Last week on TikTok, we decided to initiate a challenge for 20 leaders to go live today. And I want to speak a little bit about that. We have 5 people who have committed to me so far. That's okay. It's not quite 20, but we have 5. That's a good start. I want to speak really quickly to the power of going live. Okay? And I don't think there's any more appropriate of a day to speak about this than today. I believe the power of going live or having live streams generally via the technology and applications that we have available to us today is one of the main, if not foremost, methods that we can activate the power of influence and positive change here on the planet and take back the power and remember the power that each of us have been given, specifically by going live. This is one of the only ways right now that is still outside of the control or the manipulation of anyone else who would seek to tell you what you are capable of or not capable of. It is the essence of having the freedom to speak in every single moment through the unknown in a way that is purely authentic to you, and is the greatest possible mechanism that I know of in my life that has activated my belief, my mission, and my ability to create these waves of change. And this is why we have the Lionsgate Challenge for today, because I know that even if we got one person who would not have normally gone live to go live today, I know that they will be taking a huge step towards what they're here to do and who they're here to impact. And the waves of that alone will be immeasurable. In addition to that, if we get to 20 people, I made you guys a promise. Do you guys remember that promise? This isn't just about the Lionsgate Challenge itself. Does anyone remember that promise? If we get 20 people by the end of today's live, where I have direct messages to my Instagram account, 20 messages, then I will be singing live on TikTok after this live. I have not forgotten, and I've been keeping track. I've gotten 5 people so far who have been brave enough to message me. If I get to 20 by the end of this live, or by the end of today, I will be going live and I will be singing. So you guys do have a collective group reward that we can earn if you would like to see this highly embarrassing charade of mine. I've never done anything like that. I am not a great singer, but it's my leap of faith. As Michelle here last week told me, if I was asking you guys to do something scary, then I would have to do something scary myself. Okay? So, if we have 20 people message me directly and say, I'm going live today, all I need to know is what time, I need to know what platform, and I'll be popping in to check it out. And if we get to 20, I'll be going live. I'll keep you guys updated throughout the day. This is the official Lionsgate New Moon Challenge for all of us. All right, I already have people messaging me. That means we're at 6. Thank you, Emily. All right. So let's get into it. So today, here's what we're going to do. I wanted to get that out of the way. We're going to be going into some channeled messages as well. And we're going to be going to some channeled messages as well. Sorry, I'm getting Instagram messages. People are freaking out. And then we're going to go into some oracle messages, okay? And then we're going to go into some tarot and some astrology. One thing I want to do is I want to see if there's any additional messages for the coming months ahead. Last week we left off on September being kind of an intense month and a lot of interesting energies coming through. And I want to see if I can clarify or get more details about that and specify. That way I'm not just putting us all into a place of fear or confusion. And then we will see what comes through. As always, if you guys are new, welcome to the channel. My name's Brandon Tobias. My channel is called Science of the Soul and Stars. And what we do is we channel love and life updates for your highest good and healing at this time, now, and in the future through the power of unconditional love by channeling the messages from above through tarot and spoken word. And this channel seeks to give you inspiration, clarity, and validation on your journey in love and in life. It also follows closely the twin flame journey, and we speak directly to the twin flame collective with the feminine and the masculine energies and their path towards union in this lifetime. It is, if it is to be. So that's what we got on the plate today. We're going to go with the flow as always. And if at the end we have some questions or we need some extra time to get people committed, we will do that as well. Okay? All right. Here we go. As always, if there is any tech or audio or video issues, please let me know. I made sure and make sure the mic was on correctly this time. All right. All right, opening the ceremony now between myself, live here on YouTube and TikTok, calling in the angels and guides, loved ones, masters, wise ones, angels, and archangels. Please join us today. Beings of the higher dimensions who would like to be of service in today's live stream to give collective messages for our highest good and healing through the power of unconditional love, we welcome you in today. Please allow yourself to speak through me as a channel with whatever it is we need to know for the coming months here on Earth, connected to our missions, our purpose, and healing as well at this time. Good. We welcome you in today. Thank you so much in advance. The ceremony is now officially open. Good. Okay, channel messages. Let's see what they got. We are so grateful. We are so grateful for you all to be here at this time. You must understand it is an honor for us to serve you. It's an honor for us to watch as you take steps into your next ways of being and into action. You must understand you are the ones who truly do have the power and opportunity as human beings to impact real change and make real choices with actual implications here on earth. This is not something that is this is not something that is already set to be in a certain predetermined way. There are multiple, if not infinite, predetermined ways that this reality that we are all speaking and sitting in can go, based upon the collective choices that we make and determine and the actions that we all take. Let us be firm, the quality of the rest of your experience here on earth will be dictated by the collective choices and the collective steps that we choose to take here now and in the future. It is not predetermined in any sort of way. There are an infinite number of paths that we get to choose to step through. Some of these paths are quite deleterious. Others of these paths are quite overwhelmingly fantastic. The choice is and always has been yours. There is no wrong choice. There are only choices that will create more suffering or more opportunity. So we are here to tell you now to think about this on an individual perspective first and foremost. As you make the choices that are important for you to make on an individual level, you do several things. One, you begin to increase dramatically the quality of your own personal life in a profound way that is felt tangibly. Whether this is more resources, whether this is more feelings of freedom, whether this is more fulfillment or openness or expression, all of these are incredible rewards to experience in this life alone. And we say here and now, if you need any motivation that has to do with the self, that is in itself the greatest motivation we can possibly speak about. On top of that, the rewards become multi-layered and multifaceted, because as you get to enjoy this quality of life in your own right, you also play a prominent role in the changing or impact or collective outcome that occurs here on earth. And you attract more of those to you that are choosing to be on a similar path or wavelength as you yourself are choosing. So the benefits of making these individual choices that are for you, we cannot emphasize this enough, are multifaceted. It is not just for the sake of the other alone, although this is an important piece. It is not just for the sake of being a good human. It is also much, much more so even to be able to fully enjoy the experience of life you have here on earth. There is no greater possible experience than living a life on earth that is true to who you are fully and experiencing exactly what you came here and what you could experience to the highest degree. There's no more greater experience. This is what we mean when we say we are honored to watch you decide these things, and we are watching in awe. The opportunity for this growth and this experience now, right now, as opposed to any other time on earth, right now, is extremely fortuitous. Extremely fortuitous. Right now, the opportunity to be able to step into a way of expression that is of overwhelming freedom and opportunity has greater possibility now than at many other times on earth. And this is because of the difficulty in the choices that are appearing to us now to step into that. The amount of fulfillment and opportunity is directly correlated to the level of difficulty it takes to step into those choices to be free. So they're showing me two extremes here. So we've been talking about extremes for a little bit, right? We've been talking about, especially on August 1st, right? We had that opposition with Saturn and I believe the moon and earth and sun. And there was some, I forget exactly what it was. We can check it today. But we basically called it the karmic moment of dramatic shifting or changing, right? Or people who were kind of not making certain choices or making, certain choices to not be in alignment with themselves, having dramatic consequences or dramatic fall-offs, whereas those in alignment or making those choices having the best, most incredible opportunity of their life. And what's happening is there's a split that's happening that's going to get even more extreme, like more and more extreme. And it's not to promote fear in any sort of way like that, right? But it really is, if you see others who are struggling just as much or if not more to the degree that you are having a good experience, this is because that split is going to be increasing in the size or the difference of space between it, inside of the collective, inside of the society even. More and more pronounced here, okay? And you'll know what side you're on or what's happening with you if your life feels like it's totally 100% in flow. It has ease, it has opportunity, it has newness, it has freshness. And if things are kind of happening spontaneously in the best of ways, that's that energy. And the other energy is suffering, hard, tower moments, things collapsing, frustration, and just a very difficult karmic consequences coming to the surface now, mentally and emotionally as well. Okay. So this is why this is like, today is like a split. Okay. So it's like a split. It's like a big marker for some of us. When I said at the beginning, some of us have the opportunity to really change our lives for the rest of our life. It's because of this split that's happening. That really, in an increasing or exponential fashion from this point on, this divide will get more and more vast, okay? And there will be a population of people who are suffering a lot and going through a lot, and it's because of not making the choice to step into what their soul desires, what their soul wants, and what their soul chooses, and instead giving that away, or not recognizing it or giving it away, or allowing others to utilize it for their benefit, for their control. Yes. So right now what I'm seeing is it's actually like, it's like this. It's like going back and forth. It's like the population of people who are like making that choice, and then the other population of people who are not making that choice. And it's kind of like a struggle. It's a little bit of a struggle here. Now here's the message of advice for you guys watching, okay, everyone. And this is just kind of intelligence of what's going on now in a very high level channeled manner. You have to, if let's say you are the one who is in a good place, who is making those choices, who feel in alignment with your path right now, and you're doing those things, Okay, and you'll know that. You'll know that as I feel it, right? Your body will feel strong. It'll feel relaxed. It'll feel open. Okay, you'll know as I say it here. You must be willing to fight. We must be willing to fight. Okay? This is the number one key that I must say today for all of us here, is we must be willing to fight. Yes. For and to and with those of us we know can make a different choice. Okay? I'm not saying to go and pick fights with anyone. I'm not saying to go and assert yourself over anyone, right? And be in that energy. But if someone comes to you and attempts to portray their opinion, their vision, their version of reality that is in stark contrast to yours, that you feel strongly is either not acceptable, not okay, or not where things need to go generally, right? Like it's contorted with darkness or restriction or pain or whatever it is, then it is your duty to stand up and to speak and to express and to fight for love, out of love, people. You must. It is the worst thing that we can do to just stand back and say it's not our problem. It is the worst thing that we can do, and is the most selfish thing we can do, by the way, especially if we're enjoying the ride of where we're going. To be willing to fight out of love with those we love the most, and everyone generally who chooses to try to or is involving themselves in your life. And you'll know that this is an opportunity if and when you have people assert themselves into your life or involve themselves into your life for a specific purpose. You have a duty, we have a duty to fight out of love for the truth that we know inside that they need to hear. If even on an unconscious level, they are seeking that from you. We have that duty. And this in contrast specifically to us remaining passive or having someone assert themselves into our lives but saying, I don't want to deal with that. Or that's not my problem. Or that's not my responsibility. I understand that point of view. I've taken that point of view for many years, by the way. It's a smart point of view in certain situations. But I promise you right now is a critical mass time where we are literally fighting for and recruiting people to align themselves with their truth by hearing and feeling our truth so that we can all make the same best collective choices. Does this make sense to everyone? This is the reason. I want you guys to think of it like this. We are an army of truth and love recruiting more for our army of truth and love for this earth. We are an army filled with truth and love warriors fighting to recruit more people who want to fight for more truth and love. Okay? Always out of love. Always out of love. And if we don't do this, if we remain passive, if we stand by and simply allow ourselves to go onto our path alone, nothing morally wrong with that, but what I'm saying is we have an opportunity right now to fight for that. And it really is, it could tip either way. That's why I'm saying these, that's why I'm being very firm with this, is it could tip either way right now. Okay? And I would say it. I would tell you guys what I felt in the momentum of that. I would say if like there's more people on this side or if there's more people on this side, it's about even and it's going back and forth right now because people are a little bit in chaos and they're trying to find their choice. And there's both sides who are really trying to recruit people for their thing. Okay. Okay. And by the way, it's not your duty to change their mind. It's not your duty to fix them. It's not your duty to heal them. I don't mean that at all. Please don't take what I'm saying as that. All I'm saying is that if they give you an opportunity to speak the truth, even if it is starkly opposed or combative in some ways to their truth, and you come out of love, you must be willing to take that opportunity. Okay? Whereas maybe in the past or in other situations, you would say, that's not really worth my time or energy. I don't want to really get myself involved. We all must involve ourselves fully in even those little small things. Okay? Okay. All right. I hope if you guys have questions about that, please let me know. I hope you guys, I hope I portrayed that in the right way. But that was a very strong message. Okay. Okay. Anything else? All right. No. All right. All right, moving into the oracle messages here. So what I want to do here, I want to go into some oracle. You know what? Actually, we're not gonna do oracle first. We're gonna do tarot first. Yeah. Good. All right. All right, this is going to be specifically twin flame updates. Specifically. So everything I just said, it's not applying specifically to your twin flame situation or your love situation, but it could be involved with that. Like your twin could be helping you to learn the lessons that I'm talking about now by being empowered to speak and be in your greatest truth. Does that make sense? So while I'm not speaking directly with those earlier channel messages about that, obviously it's probably going to be involved in some way, shape, or form. Okay. But these next messages from the tarot are going to be specifically updates in the twin flame situation here. All right. All right, here we go. All right, angels and guides. Jesus Christ and Mary Magdalene. Updates here for the Twin Flame Collective. What is going on? What do we need to know for our highest good and healing at this particular moment in time? Nine of Wands. All right, this is going to be for you, the listener. They're saying, you, the listener. Updates. Right now, there's, I would say in the middle of all of this, okay, what it feels like to me is there's a big and very important task that has been placed upon our shoulders or being presented to us now that requires that we be willing to not accept or to postpone the cup of love that may be offered to us. Tower with the Knight of Swords here is a dramatic breakthrough realization and or epiphany when it comes to the current tasks that we must involve ourselves in at this time, or the work that must be done. There's something here with the Nine of Wands. There's a piece of work, there's a duty, there's a responsibility, there's some continuation of the journey that you were once on, or originally on at some point, that is now needing to be finished out or continued, that is ready to be finished out and continued now, as opposed to what was happening before. What was happening before in this whole Twin Flame Collective and this Love Collective generally was we needed to go through and finish out whatever lessons of growth and inner potentiation that was required in order to become the person now capable of finishing out the journey that is presented to you now and the work that must be involved for our lives. Everything has been preparing each of you for this moment and the task that has been given to you or being given to you now to step into. To become the person you were meant to be. And because of that, it must require turning down that cup of love in order to continue on in the way it was meant to be. You may have found within yourself a new type of power, a new type of assertiveness, a new type of spontaneousness, and a new type of flow. But really a new sense of direction, inner direction and leadership that you may have never felt ever before, that is entering into you now, that has been built or created or utilized now for a different task that is essential once again. It is this task or way of being that must happen first and before the love that we so desperately crave and desire can become a part of our lives. I feel like this is something that you and we, all of us, have needed to accept or are needing to accept at this time. There is something great now here that you are here or came here to do, that you have now become fully prepared to be able to do right now. Like right now, today is the day you've become the person who is finally fully prepared to do the task for your own individual life that is here now. And so for those of us listening who are resonating with this, who resonate or needed to hear this message, this is the difficulty or the difficult part that will be here, is knowing that all that we went through so far, including, by the way, including the love and the realization of the depth of the connection and the appreciation and the healing and all of those types of things, including all of that, created the person you are today to do the task that has been presented to you that is essential for you in the world, that will change your life dramatically. Whatever this task is, by the way, will have a very significant effect on the rest of your life. Very significant. Life-altering responsibility, task, next chapter. And you must be willing to utilize the God-given gifts that you've healed, unlocked, uncovered, that you've gained fully now for this task, for the good of the world and for your life, before and so that the love that we so desperately crave and desire can come into our lives. It is a responsibility like no other that you have been perfectly suited and crafted for as well. What you are here to do as well is to create foundations, institutions, buildings, organizations that pave the way for people following in your footsteps, younger people, and people who are just beginning on a journey like this, a spiritual journey generally, to find themselves. That is the task. That is the task. Specifically, whatever this is that is next for you listening, it is to build something, create something, be a leader at something where you can quite literally create a place or an institution of some sort that will help to pave the way or to help others find their way. And these are the institutions that must be created or founded with the person you become as a responsibility and part of the karmic duty you came here for this planet, on this planet, to do. The twin flame journey all along was preparing you to become the person to build this. And you might even at some point, or the thing that you're about to do might have been influenced by your twin in some way, or they might be associated with it, or they might have been involved with you at some degree, or they might have influenced you in some degree specifically, or you might have even met them while you were doing this thing or a version of this thing in the past. But for some reason it feels like it is almost directly involved with, energetically at least, their help or their association with you to do this thing that will then change the world. Won't be easy. 5 of Cups, High Priestess, 10 of Cups, 4 of Swords here. Strength, High Priestess. The strength here, the courage involved, the strength or the courage involved here will be in resting in your inner truth, inner connection, and inner happiness with your twin at this moment in time. It will rely upon your deeper connection, your deeper spiritual 5D connection with them, you feeling and knowing them, and even communicating with them. That will have to be relied upon at this time. To remind you or to redirect you to where you need to go. Okay. If you feel into this, if you really feel into this, you can allow them, you can discover and allow them to show you exactly why what needed to happen in the past happened in order to steer you into the direction and to the person you became today. And now, even more so, if you feel into this, you can feel that they are the ones that always knew you were meant to do this particular thing, and were always guiding you towards this thing specifically, and were always meant to help you along the way. Does this make sense? And now you are here, now you are doing it. And so this is why. This is why all the drama and the hardship and the healing and all that stuff from the past, that is wrapping itself up for the most part. And now it is strictly about trusting that this entire time, this entire mission, it has been their guiding light, their soul's unconscious actions, their soul's unconscious intuition and plan to put you where you've landed today to be able to do this thing. But it also requires an immense amount of trust and faith, and trust in the knowledge, the visions, and the truth that you know inside. It will be an internal truth, not necessarily an external truth. And this can and will be once this task is completed. Once this task has been completed, whatever that means or is for you, whatever it is you feel must be built, must be done, must be created to allow for the next wave of generations to be molded and influenced in and from your light. When that is complete, then this can be. 10 of Cups with the 4 of Swords. And the reason why this may feel like a distant vision, 10 of Cups reality, meaning it's there, but it's there, it's distant, it's out there. It exists though. It's there, but it's there as a reward. It's there as a reward to completing this karmic mission, and for no other reason. And I must remind all of us through the power of unconditional love that this union itself was never the mission. This union itself is the reward for successful completion of the mission. And there can be no harmonious, successful union without the completion of this particular mission. However, there will always be assistance along the way of you completing this mission from your counterpart. There will always be assistance. There will always be guidance. There will always be support for you completing this mission along the way. And then once that is done, which is essential for changing the world and choosing what we will choose as a collective, I sense, boom, powerful tension release, powerful release of pressure. There's a powerful relief of that pressure of like, okay, we can rest now. Yeah? And this, honestly, what I was originally saying is I was originally saying it would be assistance on a spiritual level. There may be tangible, actual, real physical assistance in this particular mission from your twin at some point. But it will be work focused. Does that make sense? It won't be love and family and relationship focused. It will be work focused. Like both of your attentions and energies will be on the task at hand. And you may be working together for this task. Yes, twin flame. But your focuses will be aligned and congruent on that alone. And that may require that you both not yet experienced the ultimate reward of relationship focused love, travel, home, family stuff. Does that make sense? This won't be for everyone. This won't be for everyone. Whether it happens physically or tangibly or spiritually, you must know that if you are feeling connected to someone, it is always there inside. But yes, this also may end up being an actual, tangible, you both working together, focused on this task. I do feel that that's a real potentiality. They're saying work relationship. So you'll learn to work together. You'll learn to work together. And this will also help build the foundation of a healthy relationship, should you both choose to do that in the future. Yeah. Because this may have been something that was difficult or had friction or had it was very tumultuous, right? You could feel the power and the effectiveness of it, but it just wasn't always smooth. But this one, you'd be learning to work together in a very aligned and smooth and harmonious way. And that right there not only is what you both came here to do, but will also set the stage for a harmonious, loving relationship. So what's interesting is, because I mentioned, union isn't the actual mission itself. Well, kind of still is, actually. From what I'm feeling, and part of that, because what's happening is this, it's interesting, this task that we're being asked to do is in some regards helping for the ability to come together and have a relationship and build a life. And it's almost like this is a part of the steps to do that. You know what I mean? So it's like it's leading us to another thing. It's like the next stage of growth that you two will experience or go through together will be this mission or this task that we're talking about. And that's almost like additional practice to then be able to come together in a romantic way. You know what I mean? So, yeah. No, that's very interesting. And I think that's probably for the benefit or the sake of the family, I would say. Ultimately. Yeah, emotional stability for the family, right? Those of us, especially who've had like chaotic or tumultuous relationships in the past, this is something that we maybe have never really experienced. And that part must also be created. Okay, working together and creating emotional stability. Wow. Oh my God. Wow. Talk about confirmation here. Look at this, guys. This is amazing. So we have Queen of Cups. We have Two of Pentacles here in the middle of the spread. Hangman, Eight of Pentacles, and the Lovers as the last card. So you guys see here, the High Priestess, the Eight of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, Lovers. This is working together to build something very stable for the long term, both in love and in life together. However, it's pretty incredible, right? However, and we have the Two of Pentacles here as well with the infinity symbol, with the Queen of Cups. So there is also, on both sides of the coin, let me be clear. On both sides of the coin, both sides have felt this. Both sides have felt this truth deeply. Both sides are on a heart level on the same page now, even if there's been no tangible evidence of this. And there probably hasn't been. There's maybe been little tiny bits and pieces, but it's mostly going to be on a spiritual or esoteric level, right? That you can feel these feelings. But on both sides of the coin, literally, this is what they're telling me. This love has been felt. This love has been realized. This vision has been fully acknowledged. Okay? This vision, these feelings, these truths have been fully acknowledged on both sides of the coin by both parties now, masculine and feminine. It's no longer just one side or just the feminine saying, you know, I can feel this and they don't. It's like they both feel it now, 100%. You can feel this inside if and when you tap into, right, Four of Wands or Four of Swords with the High Priestess, a deep meditative state, and trust the inner vision of truth that you've been getting around this. Okay. Now, as I've said, however, despite all of this, here's going to be the difficult part for all of us, okay? Here, I'm just going to tell you up front. Here's the difficult part for all of us. Despite all of this truth, you know, and don't take my word for it. Check in with your own soul. See if this feels true. Okay? But despite all of this, in the middle of the spread, we have all cards that would say, it's not time yet. It is not time yet to interact or to accept or to engage in love. And this may be difficult. This may be really sad. Because we feel all of these feelings. We feel all of these truths. But yet we can't engage. We can't interact. We can't come together. Yes, that is the truth. Because of what we are tasked with doing. So we are being asked to hang back. Quite literally, you know. I know it's the hangman, but we are being literally asked to just hang back. Hang back. Right? It is not the time to go rushing in and say, wow, I know you're on the same page as me. Like, all these things, it's not the time for that. Even though both parties have felt it, it's just not time yet. And it's more important, honestly, for your life watching, because you have work to do. We have work to do. Okay? But yes to all the other things above. Like, there's absolutely something that you guys came here to work on together that will serve as practice for union and for relationship and for family later on. This may be on a spiritual level, maybe on a tangible level at some point. And both sides of the coin have felt and are realizing this. Okay. I wouldn't be surprised if we are starting to have both sides of the collective joining these live streams at some point. Even today. You know what I mean? Because it's coming together. It's coming together into more and more alignment now. This is why they had me just straight up do a twin flame reading. I've never really done that clearly before, because there's no need to kind of, how can I say this? Like, dance around what it is. You know what I mean? Like, it's been enough. It's been long enough. It's been time enough. It's been space enough for both parties to feel this. And so now here it is. Now I can speak it out. Right? And so anyways, you know, both sides, wherever you're at, whoever you are, we're with you. We get it. We're on the same page. And we have some work to do. Okay? We have some work to do. So I hope this confirms as much for both sides, for you, for the feminine and the masculine, both sides, what we are to do next and where we're going. All right, 3 final outcome cards. We have the Star card, we have the Empress, wow, and we have the 8 of Swords with the Death card. Interesting. Hmm. Yeah. So the difficult part about this, these last three cards are very interesting. Star card, Empress, and the Eight of Swords. Okay. So it's almost like they're asking specifically the feminine energy. Okay. So this particular message is going to be directed specifically at the feminine, which probably is still the majority of who I'm talking to almost in a way, and I know this is going to sound weird and hopefully it doesn't come across as disempowering because I don't mean it like that, but in almost a way like blindfold herself is what they're saying, or to kind of keep blindfold herself from, you see the houses in the background, like you do see like that castle, okay, that castle that she has always felt and known is there, like the reason that she's kept going on this journey, right, is because she's felt the love, the destiny, the overall outcome of union coming together, right? That's the part that for the sake of this task kind of has to be blindfolded or put aside for the time being. I know it's kind of a weird message, but they're literally saying the feminine must be willing to blindfold herself to that for now so she can focus on this particular task now. And then when she's ready to take that off again, it will still be there. It's not like her focusing on this or, putting her time and energy into, like, it's already there. It already exists. It's dependent upon the success of this task for that to happen, right? But to kind of just continue to focus her energy on that overall outcome, destiny, dream would be, it would just take her out of the way, right? It would take her in a not like a stagnant or like non-harmonious direction. That's what they're saying, is a non-harmonious direction, right? Because it'll always be there. And so it's kind of like, I'm trying to think of a metaphor for this. Okay, I try to do a metaphor. Do you know, like in marathons, for example, right? In marathons, they kind of say, well, it's 26 miles. And, if you focus on the fact that you have to run, when you're at mile 2, 24 more miles, and you're already gassed, or like if you're at mile 5 and you're like, oh, I still have 20 more miles or 21 more miles, it kind of is disempowering in a way, and it kind of takes you out of the moment. And in fact, sometimes it can cause you to kind of lose belief and power in your own stride, right? Versus if you are, all right, I'm mile 2, amazing. I've gone 2 miles, let's hit the next one. I've gone 3 miles, let's hit the next one, right? I've gone 10 miles, awesome. I'm going for 11, right? And you do that right there is going to be magic, okay? But that's difficult. That's difficult. So anyways, if you want to regain your momentum, inspiration, energy, though, this is what's recommended. Okay? For the feminine specifically. And really to rely, to put the words are just full levels of trust. Like even as I say that, right, I feel myself straighten out. Like it's a powerful word. It's like trust. Like if there's anything in your life right now, whether it's your twin, whether it's the divine, whether it's your God, like if there's anything that you still don't trust in, like, or you think it's like was bad, or you think it was, you're like worried about it, or be willing, feminine, to put 120% levels of trust into that thing, and that will be the last thing to transform you, is what they're saying. And it may not be easy, but trust, and you feel it in your body, That's what I mean. Like you feel into your body any area where there's distrust currently now, where you're either still confused, you don't have all the answers, you are wondering, you're aggravated, sad, whatever. There's where there's distrust and like, it's to put your fullest levels of unconditional trust and faith in that area specifically. And Shaylee, hi Shaylee. Shaylee will be doing a specific group live and possible meditation where maybe this can be the area of focus if she feels that calling. And I'll talk about that soon. In a TikTok live after this. But it's about putting full levels of trust into that area, and that will complete the evolution essentially. That will be the completion of the evolution, because then you'll have full levels of trust in the divine, in your twin, in this whole situation, and that will also open up a level of energy for you and inspiration and motivation that was currently unprecedented. So this is the other reason. If you guys are like, but Brandon, I don't want to do that. It's too much. It's they did all of these things to abuse my trust, all of these things. I get it. Number one, I understand. Keep in mind, I'm in my own twin flame situation. I get it. However, if you are willing and brave enough to do this for yourself, you will receive a line or an access of energy, of specific sexual and divine energy flowing into you from the connection you have with your twin that will allow you to become fiercely motivated and energized to do what you're here to do. It will be the fire that you are looking for. Those of you guys are wondering, where is my fire? Where is my motivation? Where is my drive to do these things? Like, Brandon, I want to do this task that you're talking about, but I just don't feel like it. I just don't have the drive. I just don't have the energy, the motivation. It's because you haven't trusted yet. Okay? Think of it like this. If your twin counterpart is the other half of your soul, okay? Particularly if you're feminine and your twin is masculine, right? Masculine's very driven. It's very fiery. It's very, spontaneous. It gets shit done. Goal-oriented, right? If you don't accept in or trust the other half of your soul, i.e. manifested in the body and life of your twin flame, then you are literally cutting out an entire part of who you are that is meant to give you the energy and inspiration you need to move forward. It's that simple. Okay? I know it's crazy. I know it doesn't make sense. I know it's weird sounding. But trust me when I say, just taking that element of trust and giving it to those areas, giving it to her, giving it to him, whatever it is your situation, right? Whoa, full access of a whole new, the part of me that I had not had access to for many years. Okay? So speaking through this from personal experience, it requires trust. If you are currently distrusting still, rightfully so, maybe because of some actions that have occurred, but you are unwilling to look beyond that on a higher level to trust that those actions were exactly what your soul needed to do and become the person you are today, then you are cutting off your supply of vital energy. Literally. Okay? I hope this makes sense. If you guys have questions, please feel free to ask them. Okay. And if you guys need help with this, then yeah, I'm sure Shaylee will be, I was just thinking of Shaylee, she popped on. I'm sure Shaylee will be going through this a bit if she does feel the calling to do that. Looks like she said, we'll dive into this more on my live. Leaning into your twins energy really gives you the fire to move. There you go. It couldn't have said it better. Thank you, Shaylee. Exactly right. All right. Let me get 3 final advice cards. Well said, guys. Well said, guides. Well said, Shaylee. And this is that card, right? Like, this is that 9 of Wands. Is like, this is where we're all at. It's like, well, I don't know if we could trust, It's like, this is exactly, look at this is so funny. Now I see it clearly. You guys see this now on a deeper level? It's like 9 of Wands with the 4 of Cups, like, I don't know if we can really trust, this situation, this person, because of what has happened. And I get it. You know what I mean? Like, they were speaking about this the whole time. It's that lack of trust. When that is opened up, I promise you, and you guys will see today in Shaylee's live, this will open a whole new world for you. Okay. All right, 3 final advice cards. Yes, the YouTube video will be up after this, guys, so you have nothing to worry about. 3 final advice cards. My channel is called Signs of the Soul and Star. Signs of the Soul and Stars. My name's Brandon Tobias. If you want to go follow me and subscribe on my YouTube channel, I'd appreciate it. Also, give me a like on the video. It helps the video and channel grow so we can guide more people, recruit warriors for the True Love and Life Warrior Collective. All right, advice cards. Justice, the Magician, and the Knight of Wands. Could not have ended on a more appropriate note, I would say. This Knight of Wands energy is asking us to get after it and to go, right? It's the very same energy that we were so triggered by in the beginning of this separation period with our twins, is this Knight of Wands energy. You know what I mean? That's the very same energy that, if we can allow ourselves to trust fully in that, in them and in ourselves, can empower us to manifest and to create the destiny and the life that we are here to create. And this is part of justice, our karmic responsibility and duty and experience for empowerment for our lives as well. Now, here's the other interesting thing. We have Ace of Wands here with the Page of Wands underneath the deck, 5 of Swords, Page of Swords, and the Hierophant here. So there's an element again of like, there is an element again of sexuality, sex, desire, passion, all of these things. Questions when it comes to sexuality, questions when it comes to how to utilize this desire, what it means, what it is. Maybe some distrust of that, right? Or some resentment over that, or just feeling defeated or bitter because of sexual energy or sexual promiscuity from your past in some way, or you being affected by those of others who were maybe sexually promiscuous, or didn't combine sex with heart, or it was done in a very cavalier way. There's some inner resentment, right? And just bitterness around that. Does that make sense? Either in experiences you've gone through in the past, or people you've associated with in the past, or even what you've gone through here. And that is also part of what gets to be healed and worked through, by the way. Okay. Here's it's going to sound interesting, but this 5 of Swords and Page of Swords here is really about investigating more into that. There's some healing to be done there. There's some investigation to be done there. And there's some integration, frankly, to be done with that. It's almost like what I'm hearing is like becoming or embracing the part of the person that did that, or you experienced that from, for additional experience and empowerment, or to show you a different perspective. Okay. I mean, the other side of this is you may frankly just be curious about being in this experience yourself, where you are more so embracing or taking part in physical sexual experiences. All of these things, right? This is clearly a part of this message here, although it is underneath the deck. And so while it's all our personal choices and what feels right with us, I would say that's if you've had some hurt around this. Here's the real point. If you've had some hurt or trauma around this, or these experiences, or from people who were really in that energy, then likely there's a part of you that has been repressed or shut down because of the hurt that these people have done to you. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, or the way in which you've seen these people interacting with their sexual energy or their fire has hurt you, or it's hurt others, and so there's a part of you that may have repressed that part of you, right? Now, that is the key area here, in addition, that will also in time be fully unveiled, or wants to be fully unveiled, and embraced to some respect within you. What I'm hearing here is there's experiences awaiting that will show you or allow you to experience this side of life and of union and of experience that can be experienced and shown to give you the opportunity to make a choice from your experience and your experiences. And whether or not it's something that you are comfortable with or you like or not, they're saying whether you like it or not, this is a part of you that wishes to be embraced and to be fulfilled. Like almost like an itch that needs to be scratched. Okay. Not for all of us, for some of us. If you find yourself, they're being specific about that part is not for everyone listening. That's for a certain part of people who are listening, who are resonating with that part. They're saying give yourself permission to do that from a loving and experiential place. If this is true for you in your heart of hearts on a personal level, give yourself permission to explore this from a loving and experiential place. And you will know when this itch has been scratched. Okay? Okay. All right. Good. All right. That's it for that. Those were the Twin Flame Collective messages. Let me check in with the chat here. How we guys doing? Hello. 144 people online today. Big day, Lionsgate. And 134 on TikTok. Not bad, guys. Amazing job. If you guys missed any of that, there'll still be more to this. There's more coming right now, but if you missed any of that initial reading, it'll be posted on my YouTube channel, Science of the Soul and Stars, if you want to watch it back. Aloha from Hawaii. Hello. Hello from Marina Del Rey, Southern California. So good to have you guys here. And I think what we're going to do in a second here is I'm going to grab a little bit of my oat milk coffee today. I think we're going to keep it a little shorter than normal. Like I think that was a pretty substantial message for us to integrate. I do want to do some astrology, and I want to open up a channel for the coming months here to give us a better idea of what is to come. And this will be done in, I believe, more of a societal perspective. Okay. So for those of you guys who are wondering really what I was talking about from a societal perspective, what's to come here, I do want to channel for that. Now, I want to be very clear about this. While I've obviously personally on a human level done a lot of research, I'm very involved in what's happening on a political and societal level. I will do my best to keep that aside and specify when I'm channeling versus when I'm speaking my opinion. Okay? Since this is what's happening in society is very opinionated. Yes, Libra rising. So I want that to be clear, because the things that we may talk about today may touch on a lot of that stuff, but I do feel it's time for me to do that and to use my gifts to tap into that. Okay? So we will be doing that shortly. Before we do that, I'm going to look at the chat and see if there's any questions or anything that needs to be done. So if you guys have questions in the YouTube chat, let them rip. I'm going to get a little bit of coffee. And maybe a little bit of an apple. Again, official announcement here for this. If you guys don't know Shaylee Moultrie, she's in the chat in YouTube. She's hanging out here, supporting, holding space. She is incredible. She is like an amazing, divine, feminine energy, Empress codes all the way. Her and I had a personal session, and the first thing the guides channeled was like the Empress of all Empresses. So very powerful, feminine. And she has decided to host a live stream after this, I believe on TikTok, right, Shaylee? That you guys can join, that is going to help potentially integrate a lot of these messages. So what we've decided to do is on this live stream, you know, obviously I'm channeling and sharing all these guys, whatever the guides are saying for the twin flame updates. And then if you guys are needing some healing or some integration, typically, you know, where I would just say, hey, good luck. Shaylee's decided to dedicate some time and energy to hold space for you guys and to help you along with that. So, so definitely go follow her. She's on Instagram and TikTok. Her name's Shaylee Moultrie. And if you guys can put that in the chat on TikTok and also on YouTube, I'd appreciate it. And we'll go from there. Okay. So good stuff there. And then other quick reminder here, right? If we get 20 people committed to a live today, which we have 6 from what I saw so far, but I need direct messages to my inbox on BT Speaks to have it count. And then if I count 20 people who go live today, yes, I will be singing live on TikTok later today. So if you want to watch that show, it'll be later today, and I'll make the announcement shortly after this, okay? Okay. There we go. I realize you guys are sitting on the table the whole time. All right. All right. So let me check in with you guys. What dates are you guys most curious about? Okay. I'll do some. I'll open up today. Like I'll look at today. Obviously, it's a big day at Lionsgate Portal. I didn't really feel much energetically last time I checked in to this date, but we'll look at it. But what dates do you guys want to know about the most? You guys let me know in the chat what you're most interested in hearing about. Jesse says Wednesday, 8/10, 24th of August, 27th. Okay, so you guys definitely want to know about August. All right, good. Well, we can do that. This coming week, August 21st. I think we went through August 20th last week, right? That weekend. Okay. All right. We'll start with Wednesday. And this week, and then we'll go into maybe the last week of August. Kind of feels like, because I don't think we touched in the last week of August. And then if we feel like we want to go into September again, we can do that. But let's do this now. All right, here we go. So I'm going to show the charts live here on YouTube. If you guys are on TikTok, we have the astrological chart for this month and the coming dates here live on YouTube if you want to check that out. If not, I'll be speaking to you guys, obviously, as I always do, channeling these dates. All right, here we go. Someone said September 21st. Okay, interesting. All right, let's start off with today, August 8th here. Okay. All right. So, look, I'll be honest with you guys. The biggest thing that I see here with today, obviously, big day in its own right because we had a new moon. All right, that happened here in Leo, and 8/8 is that Lionsgate portal. All right, but I just, and that's significant in its own right. But I'm like, I think the energy or the extent of that energy is limited, or it's in preparation for what's to come here later in August. And I just say that because I don't feel a lot of immensely strong energy here. So just know if nothing crazy is happening for you today, it's setting itself up so more can come to you down the line this month. Okay, things may still feel in a preparatory phase here, or it may not be fully ready yet at this particular moment, but it's setting things up tremendously well. Okay. But the biggest thing I can see here is this South Node conjunct Juno, sextile Saturn, and Aquarius, guys. This is absolutely the opportunity to step into and embrace the karmic mission you and your twin flame have planned for. Juno, as we know, South Node here, Sagittarius, is a past life and one person love connection, right? I've always felt and seen and channeled Juno as the twin flame connection, and it's just felt right for me the whole time. And obviously, this whole period of twin flame interaction has been really dictated in ways from Juno and Juno's interaction with the South Node. And obviously, we know anything that's hitting Juno with the South Node, that's like past life or karmic work that needs to be fulfilled in this lifetime now. And so that's happening with Saturn in Aquarius, okay? Meaning that there's this opportunity or choice, right? Sextile is going to be a choice to embrace the work, the karmically necessary work that is being presented to us so that we can fulfill our duty and down the line have the union that we desire. Okay. That's essentially what was offered today during the reading. It was like, hey, this union is a reward. Yes, it is part of the duty and the destiny and the mission, but it is essentially it's kind of a reward. And they really use the metaphor as a marathon, right? And not looking to be at mile 26, looking at mile 5 or whatever we're at right now. Okay. At the same time, we have Pluto trining Venus here, and then that Venus opposing Neptune here. And I believe they probably hit 22 degrees at some point. So this is the necessary integration of two things: trust and love, and inner confirmation. That's it. So there's an opportunity not only to embrace this karmic duty or work to ultimately be on the path towards union or towards the love of your life or towards all of those things, but it requires, again, the need to integrate the element of trust. Neptune here in Pisces opposing Venus in Virgo, right? Venus in Virgo may have a harder time trusting because she wants tangibility, right? She wants proof. She wants logical, right? Ruled by Mercury. She wants logical proof that things are true. And that's just not coming. That's just not here. And she may feel sad because of that, or she may feel disappointed, or she may feel, all those things, feminine. But if you can integrate trust and love and the deep inner vision and knowledge of what's to come and what you're here to do, and also trust in these messages as well, if you feel in resonance with them, that's the opportunity to very much step into a new chapter here, okay? And that goes in alignment with South Node, sextile Saturn, and then that new moon energy is kind of realizing the person you can step into and become through these elements of trust and love, and then how you can take those elements of who you are now to complete this task or mission you've been presented with. Okay. So really it's a lot of powerful solo, but integrated or partnered, but ultimately solo energy that you're now taking this new version of yourself that you've been given or crafted yes, from the service and the gifts and the decisions of your twin flame or of your love, to do what you're here to do. Okay, so it's a very, I would say, interesting time in that regard. All right, I think that feels pretty good. So let's move on to, I think we're going to do Wednesday, right? So 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, August 11th. Yeah, I think it's the 11th. Yes, okay. I think I can count. 3 days. All right, so August 11th here. Okay, Moon is going to hit Venus here in Virgo. Actually, I'm going to go to that exact time because there might be some magic there. Okay, so at the moment, August 11th, 3:41 a.m. PST, the moon is going to pass over Venus in Virgo, and that's going to still be opposing Neptune. Okay, and then Sun, Mercury, and Mars are in some pretty intensive squares, I would say, between Lilith Ceres and the North Node. And Chiron over here in Aries is still making that trine over to the South Node. Okay, so remember that this is that Knight of Wands energy healing. Okay, Knight of Wands energy healing. Either by the... There's two ways this can be healed, okay? Is what they're showing me on this day. Either by the recognition that it is no longer who you would like to identify yourself as, or to represent yourself as, or to enact within, all right, depending on what side you're on, or you find a more full embrace and utilization of this Knight of... Now, when I say Knight of Wands, I mean very much maybe even physical, promiscuous, openly sexual, spontaneous energy, okay? Generally. Freedom, all right? And non-attachment, all right? This is what I mean when I say Knight of Wands energy. So that Chiron, so that aspect here on this day, for whatever reason, is getting a bump or a healing or a recognition of sorts, or it feels like there's some type of decision that's made, all right, around this. There's some type of like commitment, they're saying, or decision that's made around your approach or your embrace of this, or your release of it as well. That's the other option here. And I don't, there's different options here for everyone, I think, but there's definitely that. And part of that too, by the way, I'll just say, is this entire time, part of the healing for us collectively is continuing to break free and embrace our independence, embrace our non-dependence, right, or dependency on anyone but ourselves, and to live in that fully, right? And this is why you see there's a lot of energy that I've felt that is just, hey, like, it's all about empowerment. It's about freedom. It's about breaking away from those who maybe harmed or controlled others, all that stuff. And that's really, really healthy, right? I had a mini debate on TikTok with someone in the comments about trauma bonds versus true love. So, you know what I mean? It's this kind of thing. There's a lot of that. People really are like, hey, I'm breaking free from any sort of like bonds that held me back in the past. And I think that's fantastic. So that's what I'm talking about here on August 11th. That seems to be energetically very prevalent. Okay. But we've also got these intense, and the reason why this sexual energy is coming through is because Lilith here, I mean, this Lilith North Node and Ceres conjunction is like, it's significant. It's really significant. It's this particular, for you, the embrace of your particular viewpoint of what sexuality is and what it can be, what it should be. That's what I'm really, or it's not even sexuality specifically, but it's related to sexuality. It's the dark, deep, deep, sexual, passionate energy inside of you. How do you look at that? How you embrace that? What you feel with that? And how you love that, how you love that, and how you utilize it too, and your perspective of it. And it's almost like, this is kind of strange I'm saying this, and it's 12222. I'm here. I'm sorry, 222 here. It's almost like it's in some ways, okay? That's in some ways with Ceres here and Lilith in Gemini. It's almost like loving that dark part of you. If this does feel like a darker part of you, when I talk about the promiscuity, the sexuality, the physical passion of engagement, it's almost like it's harmonious to love and to accept that part of you and to embrace and express that part of you. Okay? That embracing and expressing that darker part of you is actually healthy, because it gives us the chance to love that more animalistic essence of our nature. Does that make sense to you guys? And I mean, it's look, don't take my word for it unless you want to, but it's Lilith conjunct Ceres. I've never seen anything like that, right? It's Lilith, for God's sakes. What is Lilith, by the way, if you guys are wondering? Let me just describe her. She's beautiful. She's really sexy. I think I'm secretly attracted to Lilith. You know what I mean? It's like that dark, sexy, feminine, rebellious essence of a woman. You know what I mean? And it's just like this you cannot control. Like, I'm not going to be controlled. I'm not yours. I am fully empowered. And part of that is through sexuality, right? And then there's Ceres there, which is about, hey, how we give and receive unconditional love and our care and love for ourselves and for the planet in a very kind of nurturing or even motherly way, and with the North Node. So it's like, okay, well, this is an interesting mix of energies, but what I've kind of derived from it is like, hey, there's an opportunity to express and to love that specific part of ourselves in a way that is maybe groundbreaking or unprecedented for what we've been or what we've thought in the past, right? So yeah, I personally think it's very sexy. I think it is. Sun and Mercury here and Mars here. So anyways, there's squares going on with all of that, and I mean, Mars is in this too. So that, even to me, it doubles it down, because Mars here is squaring Lilith in Gemini. So there's just that physical tension. There's just that physical tension of like, and there's the need for release and expression of that. I get that vibe, that energy from this, a really raw, passionate energy of wanting to release itself. You know what I mean? That's just what I get. And it's almost like that square is like, it's, I know this is going to sound weird or maybe a little dirty, but it's like that square. It's like that square is almost helping it. You know what I mean? It's like that square, there's like friction in squares, you know what I mean? And there's like this, it's just not like, it's like this kind of rough around the edges energy of like, ugh. But it's like almost like helping turn that Lilith energy on. It's activating it. So anyways, not to get too graphic, we have fire here on the oracle here, but I mean, plus it's fucking Leo and Gemini, by the way. This is Leo and Gemini, Sun in Leo, Mercury in Leo, with Lilith Ceres in Gemini. And Leo and Gemini, just like Aries and Gemini, air and fire. I mean, this is passion. All right, this is passion. This is explosiveness. So, anyways, that's what's going on August 11th for the most part. Some of you guys, this may be with your twin itself on a spiritual level. Some of you guys, you may have a intensive or dramatic interaction with your twin on a spiritual level, romantically and or sexually, that is maybe helping you to learn to trust or to embrace your inner essence of sexuality or sexual expression. That's also another aspect to this, with Venus conjunct the moon in Virgo opposing Neptune here. It may be something that you're asked to surrender to, especially if you have, let's say you have like frustration or distrust still, or like you're closed off to receiving the sexual energy or connection from your person. It's like this will be so intensive that it kind of wants to break through, and then when it breaks through, you kind of surrender to it. And that helps the process here of trusting. Okay, so that's that. Hope that makes sense to you guys. Let me know if you have questions. Okay. Next dates we're going to do, I think, let me see if there's any other dates that come up here. I know we did August 20th last time. Just as a reminder, August 20th was more, it was amazing, right? It was like, we also talked about sexual energy on, like August 20th, I believe. We had that grand trine here. Yeah. Oh, yeah, there it is. There it is. So we got that grand trine now with Venus and Libra, Ceres and Lilith, right? This is happening pretty much all August, with Saturn, the moon, and Pluto with that sextile there. So, yeah, August 20th. Good stuff. All building up to August 20th. Like that weekend, I think it is. Okay. All right, so I'm going to keep going. What I'm going to do is I'm going to finish out August here, and then we'll see where we stand here. But I do feel the call in to go a little later on in August. We talked about, if you guys want, you guys are looking for details on August 20th. My last video, besides this, 1 week ago, we went deep, channeled into the 20th of August. So that, if you guys are looking for that, I won't repeat it. But that's what came out last time. So let's keep going here. 25th, they're saying. Okay, so 25th here. So this is as we end out August here. What's happening? We have, Chiron the moon is gonna hit Chiron in Aries. Absolutely amazing. From that, we've got a moon Chiron conjunction trine. You guys might find this funny. I'm kind of laughing. Although this is sacred too. We have South Node at 6 degrees and Juno at 9 degrees. Okay, making a trine to Chiron in Aries with the moon, and opposing Lilith and Ceres here. Okay. So yeah, I mean, the passion here is very clear. Venus in Libra, 10 degrees, trine Saturn in Aquarius at 8, and then Mars and Mercury. Okay. Mercury is going to hit Mars at that point, trining Uranus. Okay. So this is when things will start to transition. This is why they're showing me this. So up till like the 20th through the 22nd, 23rd, that's going to be like very, how can I say it? Like a wild roller coaster ride of just good times, fun, enjoyable, pleasure, sexual fulfillment, all those types of things, surrendering, things flowing really well. And then come around August 25th specifically is when the transition, boom, will hit, and things will start transitioning into the next phase, which we'll start to get into. But what that phase is really is like, it's kind of what they're signifying to me is like, all right, it's the end of like just simply experiencing or being in that flow, and then starting to utilize the cultivation of experiences and flow that you've gotten for the sake of more serious work and building. Okay. So this is when we'll go, okay, now it's really time to get back into focus. Look, and I'll just say this, and I'm not saying to just ignore work or responsibility at all, but if you kind of feel up to that point that you're more so just enjoying and experiencing and receiving up to that point, that's normal. And if you kind of feel like, hey, I don't really have that much drive to focus on work exclusively right now, like maybe you're still doing it, but it's not your main, consider that normal and enjoy it, receive it, go through it, right? Embrace it. But come August 25th, that's when, boom, things will be like, all right, let's go. Let's get focused back in. Let's start to hone it in. That's what the word they're saying. Hone it in to a specific area or focus. Okay. And yeah, there will then be the ability to focus much more easily, because you'll have felt like you fulfilled a part of yourself that needed to be expressed, and then you can focus. So that I'm getting it now. So they're saying this month of August is about, honestly, I'm just going to say it, it's about fulfilling those needs and desires inside of you that without them being fulfilled or expressed, that you wouldn't be able to truly focus. Okay? So whatever that means for you, honestly, if there's some need or desire inside of you that you won't feel complete with, or you won't feel fully like able to move on and focus to your next step fully 100% without doing this, then do that thing. Whatever that is. Okay, get it out of your system. That's the whole point of this. Get it out of your system. And that way, come August 25th, you can focus fully and not have to, worry about what if. Worry about, I never got to do that thing that I always wanted to do, right? Or whatever that thing is for you. So that's kind of what I'm getting here. Okay. I really want a dress code support, says Sunpai. That's funny. All right, let's continue on. So let's move into the end of August. So yeah, okay, that's exactly right. So as soon as we get past August 25th, you guys start to see it starts to get a little heavier here, right? With squares, heavy squares here. Look at the sun and Virgo making a perfect square to Lilith here. Obviously, Lilith here in the North Node opposing Juno here, and Lilith also making a square to the Earth. So it does start to get a little more intense. And then as we enter September, as we mentioned before, we have that Grand Cross here. That actually is the thing that dictate. Look at the, if you guys can watch the progression of this, look at the density of the squares. So as we end, literally energetically, as we end August here, the density of the squares, you look at the red parts on my screen, start to increase. They start to get more and more obvious, more and more blatant, more and more intense as we go into September. So it's gonna build up to September after the 25th of August. So that's the time you got to enjoy. And then, yeah, so you can see it builds up. August 30th, we've got, this is going to be a big one. Moon's going to hit Ceres, North Node, Lilith, massive squares here to the Earth, massive squares to the Sun. Grand Cross here with Juno and South Node. This is, this is the, I'll just say the words they're saying, this is the days before. This is the days before. Again, just please take this. I'm saying what they're saying. And sometimes I want to moderate it because I don't want to scare people. And that's one of those times. The days before all the shit just hits the fan. So, what they're giving to me with this, and I have no, by the way, just to be clear, I have no human desire. I hope you guys can feel this. I have no human desire to cause like drama or scare people or to, but I do have a duty to speak the truth of what I get. Hopefully I built enough trust with you guys that you guys know, like, I don't take the shit lightly. I have been, like, you guys have confirmed to me through every week that the astrology, when I channel it, is been highly accurate and comes through in like the craziest of ways, even when I don't forget what I channeled. And so I trust it. I do trust what I receive, and I have no motivation to like cause fear or divisiveness or to like, you know, be one of those people. I don't. But I am being very serious when I say, like, they're saying these are the days just before shit really hits the fan. So you'll feel it. You'll feel that tension. And I don't know what it's going to be, honestly. I mean, I'm going to see if we have any information that wants to come through today, because I'm actually very curious on my own. And Prague says also Spirit loves to unveil things last minute. Yeah, they do. I mean, if they gave me exactly what to say or what it was going to be, then obviously, I don't think they would do that because it would mess with our free will. But they are saying that these are the days before shit hits the fan. Okay, so let me just take a sip of water here. Okay, yeah, thank you guys. Thank you, Riri. I appreciate that. As long as you guys know where I'm coming from, I've never been a doomsday guy, or anything like that. So. Okay, well, let me ask you this. Before we continue, all right, do you guys want me to go into September? Like, how much do you guys want to know? Because right now I'm at a point where, we could try and deep dive into September and channel as much truth as I can handle. Or if you guys just want to kind of keep it at the, a more basic level, I'm okay with that too. I feel kind of a responsibility to ask you guys if you guys want to go there. Because, again, once we know it, we kind of can't unknow it. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. Looks like there's an overwhelming yes to this. And the reason why is so you guys can be prepared. All right. I feel that. I feel that that's a good valiant reason. And I'm asking because the guides had me ask you guys before just going on, because it is one of those situations. All right. So I respect you guys' free will. I kind of don't like, to be honest with you guys, I'm kind of in a place myself on a human level where I'm like, do I really want to know right now? Like, do I really want to channel this and have this, but if you guys are like, if you guys want it, then as your leader, I have, I do have a choice, but I think I have a duty to share it. So, all right, let's do it. I hope I don't regret this, guys. Okay. So last time we went into September 20th, I believe, September 20th, 21st. And we channeled all that stuff about the Virgo and Aries energy coming together. And the words that they said literally last week was coming together out of a necessity or need for survival. Like, those were the words that they said. So I can only imagine. But it was kind of like this, everything we're talking about with this path, this task, this duty, and maybe the need to even work together or learn to work together could come from that place. And obviously those elements, right, opposite but equal, couldn't be more opposite in all the ways. Virgo with Aries together working is a big theme of this twin flame union, those energies coming together for the good of all, This is a collective thing, not just a sexual or romantic thing. So that's a little brief synopsis from last week. I'm going to rely on the guides almost exclusively to share what they want to share for September. So they're saying go to September 5th. And let's see. All right, so Moon here in Leo opposing Jupiter. We've got okay. So I'm just going to speak to the energy of this, what they're giving me. So September 5th, they're saying things are at this point in time, things are going to be becoming increasingly more dramatic, or increasingly more the awareness of what happened, the awareness of what happened or is happening will be increasingly more dramatic, and we will be made more and more aware of the urgency involved in this situation. So what it feels like is happening here is like come August 30th, the beginning of September, there's something that shifts or occurs or happens that maybe seems a little bit minor or seems a little bit kind of ordinary, or it's kind of downplayed. Okay. It's the feeling I'm getting. So it's kind of like something happens, it's really downplayed, or it's not really that big of a deal, or it's like there's attempts to kind of hush it up, or not hush it up, but like kind of brush it away. But then come September 5th, the feeling of this is going to be like, there's like this feeling of like, oh, actually this is maybe a bit more serious than it seems, or there's an energy or awareness burgeoning of like, this is something we must be aware of and probably take action with. As there's kind of this tipping point is what they're showing me. It's this tipping point of momentum. Okay, tipping point of momentum towards the actions that are going to be needed to take here. Okay, and so obviously when whatever this thing is happens, and then the 5th here, it's kind of like we're teetering a little bit on the edge of like, is this really a thing that we should like heed or pay attention to or take action with, or can we just kind of not act? And so anyways, let me continue on here. Seventh, they're saying. Okay. Okay. They immediately pointed my attention into the direction of Sun making this trine to Uranus in Taurus. They're making a reference to it's something about the Earth. There's something big that's going to occur, a shift on the Earth itself, or on an earthly level. Okay, they're giving me some specifics now. They're saying the geomagnetic sphere will be shifting to a significant degree that will accentuate and allow for more rapid changes to occur in a shorter amount of time. This is the specific words that they're giving me. I don't even use those words. The geomagnetic sphere will shift in its degree that will allow for more necessary changes to occur in a shorter amount of time. And this is going to be, so the energy of the feelings around this is it's going to I'm saying the worst is yet to come. The worst is yet to come. So what it feels like here is this day there's going to be increasing signs of volatility or tumultuousness or difficulty that are starting to make themselves known or to appear that will lead up again or build up again to what is to occur, what is to come later on. So it still feels like there's time, but it's kind of like this is the time where it's starting, or the time where it's making itself known here, particularly on the 7th. There will be a lot of questions that are raised about the sustainability or dependability of the Earth itself because of these changes. Now, so there's a truth behind that, though. So what they're showing me is, like, as humans, we are, we kind of see the Earth as we see it. Like, we see it as like, okay, if there's fucking the temperature goes too high, or like there's hurricanes, or there's earthquakes, like this is the Earth is going to shit, or it's bad, or we fuck something up, right? And reality, they're kind of like, not really. Like, the Earth in its own tumultuous evolution or shifting by way of necessity has to kind of cause these disturbances or these disruptions in its own process of evolution. Does that make sense? It's natural. Yes, someone on TikTok said it's natural. It's part of what the Earth has to do to shift, basically. Like, if you think about your own growth and evolution, it's the same thing. It's like obviously we have to do inner trauma work, right? And we have to go through tumultuous, hard times. And when we go through those tumultuous, hard times in our own bodies, we grow. We raise our consciousness. We raise our vibration, right? Does that make sense? The Earth is going through the same thing, my friends. Okay? The Earth, it's time for it to evolve, to grow. So what has to happen is it has to go through some trauma work, basically. And when it does this, it can successfully increase its vibration. So this is what they're showing me. So, but the problem is, us humans are going to see this and go, oh shit, the apocalypse is here. We're all fucked. We fucked up. We fucked the Earth up. That's not the case. Okay. And so they just want us to know, like, even though it will be a difficult, tumultuous time for us, it's not like that's what's happening. It's more so that the Earth is going through these evolutionary tremors, they're saying, or changes, because it's shifting its degrees or shifting its frequency. Does that make sense to you guys? Okay. And I don't think they're going to give me, I know you guys, if they do, they do, but I don't think they're going to give me specifics about what these will be. I mean, I have some ideas, but I'm not going to say my own personal ideas. I'm going to keep it to what's channeled. Okay. All right. So let's keep going. So the biggest thing they're saying is this will be as tumultuous as it is for the Earth, or the beginning stages of that, it will be as equally as an emotionally tumultuous time for us humans, because of the collective disruption and the collective necessity to experience the turmoil, the energetic turmoil that is present at that time. Does that make sense? So So here's the deal. Like, part of this, guys, and this is what it makes sense now, because earlier we channeled like if you're doing your work, if you're focusing on your inner healing, if you're making the right choices that are aligned with you and you're not giving your power away and shit like that, you know how to do this. You know how to do what the Earth's doing. You're used to it. You're aware of it. You get it. You've been doing it on your own, right? In essence, you've been training to go through this with the Earth, right? But you went through it first so that the Earth could do it and you could know what to do. You could be okay. This is what they mean now. I'm just realizing they give it to me in pieces, right? Like, I don't always know how it all comes together. I just know what I need to say at any time. But they're saying now, this is why you who shows the way, you who's been doing the work, you who's been making the choices will be protected because you will know how to deal with these types of energies because you've already been doing the inner work. Does that make sense? But those of us who have not been doing that inner work and then have made choices not based upon our inner truth, obviously will be shook because they will be forced to deal with it when they are not ready and they have no fucking clue how to do it. Does that make sense? So yes, part of this is also, remember last week, I don't know if you guys remember, we said those of us who are showing the way, we will have to help others or we will be there to help others. This is what I mean. I mean that you're going to have a whole population of people really fucking struggling. And then we're going to be over here going, this is not a huge deal. We know how to deal with this, and they're going to need our help. And some of them will get helped. Some of them won't. But you know what I mean? Like, that's the time where they're going to be like, help me. I don't know how to do this. Like, you know what I mean? So that's what I mean when we're showing others the way, or we need to be there for others to show them the way, is literally, you know, it's going to occur here in September. It's basically when, when shit hits the fan, that's when people really realize that they need help or they need to change. That's what it is. Okay. So you've been training. If you're watching this live, for God's sakes, if you've been watching and resonating with my lives, I'm pretty sure you've been doing this work. Pretty sure you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, welcome to the community. We're here to help. But the earth is going to start to go through, on a global scale, the same work we've been doing, particularly those of us in this twin flame journey, you know, through way of force and circumstance, to be able to handle these changes. Okay? All right. All right, let's see if there's anything else. I'm not sure how much else they're going to want me to channel. We'll keep going. September 14th, they're saying, is important as well. Okay. Oh, boy. Yeah, September 14th. Oh, gosh, guys. This is all... Oh, I'm getting a little tired because this is some intense channeling, so forgive me. But September 14th is the... it's saying it's all going to happen all at once. Okay? It's like, it's just so crazy. And we knew this, right? Like, how long have we been channeling this, where we've kept having that 8 of Wands, and the words that were channeled were like out of nowhere, out of the blue. It's all going to happen all at once. Like last minute, like last fucking second. This is that date. September 14th is that date where it's like fucking all of it happens all at once, at the last minute. Like, all the things are confirmed, all the things are validated, all the things, you know what I mean? Just out of nowhere. And then it makes sense. It's going to make sense. And it's just happening really fast. Like, it's not, I want to be very clear. Like, it's happening. Like, it's happening fast. Things are, they're at that point now where they're going to really be sped up here, I would say. Okay. In terms of, and I'm talking about a number of things, but to be specific, I mean, like, if you are in a twin flame situation and you're wondering about, like, make or break, like, what's going to happen with that, and like things, just loose ends being tied up and work and all that stuff like that, it's just all going to happen all at once. And it's going to happen right around this time, September 14th. It's kind of that breaking point or choice as well that they're saying. And where it all just hits, it all comes through, okay? It all comes through massively. There's that energy to it, okay? On September 14th here. Look at this. I mean, we've got fucking, I didn't see this, Neptune conjunct the Earth here. So I didn't see that, but this is what was channeled, right? It's like Neptune's hitting the Earth. Holy shit, at 2:22 on the live stream on YouTube, and we just hit 111. This is crazy, guys. We just hit 222 on the live stream for YouTube. And this is what we're seeing, Neptune conjunct the Earth here, okay? On September 14th. So big, I mean, this is it. This is it. This is the moment here. This is a big moment. All of it's going to come through. All of it's going to be clear. Nothing that was unclear before will be left unsaid or dismissed at this point in time. It will all be crystal clear. and there will be a need to move. There will be a need to move and to get going here. All right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. This is it. This is that south node sextile Saturn in Aquarius with Neptune hitting the Earth here. This is that, and it will be a choice. It's always a choice, but there will be a choice to move and a choice to go and a choice to come, a choice to do it together. I mean, that's really what it is. It is a choice, by the way. I will say that. Like, it's not a... they're saying it will be up to you. It will be up to you what you choose to do in this moment, who you choose to take, and what you allow to occur into your life. It will be your choice what you choose to do, who you choose to take, and what you allow into your life at this moment. It's a very receptive energy for you listening. If you're resonating, it's a very much like there's going to be all this that comes through all at once, massively, unexpectedly, in the midst of whatever chaos is happening with the Earth, and then it will be then your choice at this time around to accept it, to say yes to it, to embrace it, or to not. They're emphasizing that more heavily than I can possibly express for some reason. I know I've always said it will be a choice, but they're very much saying this is where things will be determined for the destiny you guys have. Like, if you say yes to this, it's going to split to a different, outcome. If you say no, or you say la vie, then also valid, but also different. Okay. So big day here, September 14th. Okay. Yeah. I mean, the more I look into it, honestly, we got Mars at 29 with the moon at, this is crazy, guys. This is insane. We've got Mars and the moon, Mars in Virgo, and the moon in Sagittarius, both at 29 degrees. Okay. At that moment, on September 14th, at 29. And 29 degrees for any planet, but particularly for Mars here, and obviously the moon is important, but any planet shifting from the end degrees of where it was is moving to a big next transition. And this is why they're emphasizing that choice, because this is the end. That's all of the things, right? And I kind of got this, was like all the shit, all the karmic kind of things. And it's all that's going to be just put to the wayside. It's going to be shoved aside, and it's going to be like, hey, are you in for this or not? Like, is this happening? Like, this is, it's a big moment. I'm spending a little time on it because it's a big moment, and they just showed me like a precipice, like a precipice of what's to come. And it is a choice. It is a choice. So, this is a choice you guys must make on your own. I can't give you advice either way. Everyone will have a different outcome for this, and everyone will have a different journey. And this will be the journey that dictates your life, this choice here. Not to be too dramatic, but it will definitely change what your life experience becomes. Okay. Whether you are truly on the twin flame journey or you are not, in this lifetime. And either one is okay. But this will be the choice. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, and it feels like it will come from the side. I don't know why they're telling me to share this, but because I think it's important, but it will come, the assertion, because I feel like I'm probably talking to both sides here. The side who will receive this and the side who will give this, okay, on this date. There's both sides that I feel I'm talking to, where you're going to receive this choice, really, or you're going to offer this choice, right? And the side that's going to assert or to offer this choice is the side more dominant with the Virgo energy. Okay? The side more dominant with the Earth or Virgo energy, and or the side that has been more, I would say, quiet or keeping to themselves, or less pronounced in their embrace of love and or spirituality. Okay? That energy, the energy that has kept it to themselves and has just, not asserted or pronounced or at times in the past fully opened themselves to this energy, right? Or who has restricted access to it, or was, that side in greater resistance, I would say. That is the side that will then assert itself. That is the side, that is the energy coming from that. And that is more of that Virgo dominant energy. Now, obviously, everyone's charts are going to have different combinations, different dominant energies, but that's the side of it. Okay, if that makes sense. So not all of you. My point is that not all of you will be just on the receptive side of this. Some of you will have the desire and the will and the calling to initiate this, and that's why I'm saying this, is because I don't want you guys to just think you just sit back, and if you feel the call to do this, you are probably the one that is meant to do that. Does that make sense? And it's the one who has not, I guess you could say, reciprocated or done that as pronouncedly as the other. That's the one. Okay. All right. Just to specify. Okay. Okay, guys. That's enough. That's enough for me for today. For that, that channeling really exhausted me. In a more pronounced way than it normally does, and that's okay. I was ready and I was expecting that, but that's about all I can do for today. So what I want to do now is just take a breath and kind of check in with the comments and help to integrate this a little bit more. If you guys didn't hear earlier, Shaylee Moultrie will be having a TikTok live after this shortly, so be sure to follow her on TikTok and Instagram for sure. She has a lot of cool twin flame content, and she's going to do an amazing job today helping you guys to integrate this and work with these messages, and we can go from there. Also, if you guys are wanting to go live today with your own rights and talk about something, or to step into that leadership role, shoot me a direct message. Our goal is to get to 20. If we get to 20, I will go live later and sing a song and put myself out there on TikTok, as long as I rest up a little bit. If we get to 20, no guarantees of that. I think we're at 6 or 7 right now. And I'll give an announcement on my Instagram if that happens and when I'm going live for that. Okay. Cool. And then do me a favor as well, if you guys haven't already, please be sure to like the video on YouTube. It does me a great favor, and helps the video be seen and find more people, which is always a good thing. And if you haven't subscribed already, we'd love to have you as part of the Soul family. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. I always appreciate that. Those of you guys who were asking about zodiac readings, so a couple things. A lot has been changing and happening for me this particular last week and this week. There's this new project I might be putting a lot more of my time to. So I think I'll still be doing the live stream weekly. And I told you guys I wasn't going anywhere. There is another project, or obviously we talked about it today, right? There's the thing for me too, which is different than just this. So not going anywhere, but you may see a little less of me. I do still want to continue growing my YouTube channel, and I'm figuring out new ways to do that, and TikTok as well. I might be continuing with zodiac readings, but in a very different manner, meaning I think YouTube is now more primed than ever for like shorter content, shorter videos, 6 to 8 minute videos, maybe a little bit above that. So I might be experimenting with like shorter and more of a channeled message for individual zodiac signs, as opposed to like the traditional tarot kind of thing. So I might be trying to create my own category here on YouTube and experiment with that a little bit. So just stay tuned. There will be some content coming through with that. And as always, right, updates here on Instagram and TikTok, magical stuff like that. Okay. Okay, so let's answer some questions, yeah? So here's what we'll do. I'm going to answer some questions here on YouTube, just because I don't want to leave you with all of that. And then I'll spend some time after this on the TikTok after party, and we'll see if we can recruit some more people. And then if we can get to 20 people to commit to it, I'll go live later on today. But we'll see. I don't know. I kind of have a feeling I'm just like, I don't know if we're going to get to 20, so I might be off the hook. We shall see. So let's see. So, guys, you guys are so sweet. She said, Pragi says, I know, right? It literally sucks the life out of him. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Look, I'm strong. I'm strong. I know how to cultivate my energy, and it's all recoverable. And but it is something you got to be aware of. If you're doing channeling, if you're doing energy work, if you're holding space, I mean, it takes energy. It's not just free. So I'm aware of that, and I've been practicing quite a while. So and I do take care of it though. So I do watch it. So but I appreciate it. But don't feel bad. That's what you're here to do in this human body, right? You're here to actually expend this energy. You're not here to just keep it to yourself and be like, well, I'm always energized. Like, you're here to get energized so you can spend it in ways that are beneficial for people. So this is what I love to do. This is what I'm here to do. This is what I'm gifted at. And I'm blessed to have that gift. I really am. So thank you for that. Maybe at a 5D level we can send him healing. Hey, if you guys want to send me some 5D healing, I'm not going to turn it down. I'll definitely receive it. I'm open to it. But no worries. I can gain my energy back really quickly. We've got the power of the sun, the power of the earth, the power of the air. I can bring these elements in, and I can, bring it in. So don't worry too much, but never opposed to some 5D unconditional love healing. Should I travel to see my twin in September? I feel urged to. If you feel urged to do it and you feel it's right, yeah, I would say if this is what that awoke in you, then yeah, I would say go for it. I mean, this is the time where, September's it. September's the thing. It's the thing that we've all been kind of feeling, but not really sure when or how it's going to happen, right? So yeah, I would say don't hold back. It's in September, don't hold back. Whatever your urge you feel the need to do, that's going to come through strongly. All right. Amanda Davis says, could you all be gracious enough to tell me if this is simply a union with God and not an actual person? Amanda, if this isn't resonating with you on a personal level or with a specific person, or if you're just not feeling connected to that, but you're feeling connected to it with some other energy in your life, like with the divine specifically, or with another friend or family member, then it could also apply to those, right? This is about relationships generally, also about romance and sexuality and freedom, that's pioneered by the Twin Flame Collective and pioneered by your connection with one person. But that's not necessarily the case for every single person on here. Some of us are on here because we like to feel where the energies are at, and we like to gain messages from the divine and be inspired and all that. And so I would say, if that's not connecting with you, then take it in a way that serves you. Because what I do know is that as I speak these energies, they're going to apply to you guys in some way. Maybe not directly, specifically in regards to a twin flame or person. Although, to be very honest with you, I feel that for most of you, it probably is. Like you wouldn't be here on a video that's called Twin Flame Rising, and me doing a specific collective reading on the Twin Flame Collective with us looking at concurrent viewers and chat rate 1222 again. If it didn't have to do with your twin flame situation in some way, or your person that's going to show themselves or reveal themselves, right? So I'll just say that, and hopefully that helps. Oh, Shaylee put her Instagram and TikTok handle in the YouTube chat at Shaylee Moultrie. Okay, if you guys want to join her after this. And I think Shaylee, correct me if I'm wrong, you'll be going live right after this is over, right? Which I'll probably end here in a few minutes, but I do want to spend some time answering questions. But I believe she's going live right after this. If you guys want to follow her, be sure you get the updates. If you're willing to teach at some point, I'd love to learn how you recharge your energy. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure that'll, I would love to teach. I think that's an important thing. And I think I can definitely speak on that to some degree. I'm still learning, of course, but what I've found is it's like the elements for me are critical. Like one, the breath, like my breathing is probably number one for me. Number two, the earth is probably second most. Air and earth for me are replenishing. So the more time I can spend breathing on and with and from the earth, I get replenished really quickly. And then the sun for me is like a photon masculine light charger, like just me spending time, particularly in infrared lights, like at the sunset and sunrise, very, very big replenishment. And then for men also, we also have to be, and this is kind of, it might be TMI, but it's, you have to make sure your sexual energy is high. It's replenished, right? You can't be wasting it all the time, right? It's particularly for men. So as much semen retention as possible helps to allow for longer periods of channeled and divine connection, because it quite literally is the life force. So those are kind of my methods, right? And that's, all of those are together. So, and hydration as well, obviously good water. So Jeremy says, Trump 2024 out of nowhere. Thanks, Jeremy. Yeah, Sunday's good. Cool. Let's see. Shaylee says, I'll pop into TikTok after party for a bit, then start. Okay, perfect. Krista says, yes, Brandon, you'd be an excellent teacher. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I think that's where my path is headed. I do want to start to hold retreats very soon. I think my first one will actually be coming sooner than I think, but I'll start to be holding in-person live weekend retreats where I can teach some of these magics, these ancient pieces of knowledge, and everything from working with the elements to breathing to the regeneration and manipulation of energy and just all those things, right? Incantations, healing. So absolutely. Thank you, Jeremy. I appreciate the support. Drinking water, yep. Good water, critical. MG Art says, it came in near the end of September channeling about twin flames or worldwide events. Both. So they're both going to be connected. The primary thing I was channeling specifically for was world events. Okay. But then it intermingles. It all comes together, right? It comes together with the twin flame rising in connection and also where the world's going. Yes, Claudia, Arizona, potentially Phoenix, Arizona would be a place I'm considering to go. Do I offer birth chart readings? Yes, I do. You can go to my website, brandontobias.com. I do astrology and tarot readings for people. That's awesome. Earth energy. By the way, thank you for the donations, guys. I know last time you guys donated a little bit, and I really appreciate it. I just want to shout that out real quickly. Susie Q, good to see you. Nicole K says, can you do a recap of what's going on energetically? I'll do a very brief one. I think you know, it would serve all of us more if we do need a recap to just go watch it back once it's posted. But I know you got here a little late, so I'll just recap a little bit for those of you guys joining late. August, enjoy the crap out of August. Things are going to be good, fun, in flow. And the biggest thing is fulfill the desire of yours that needs to be fulfilled to feel like you got it out of your system, to be complete, and to feel at peace with yourself. This could be around freedom of expression, sexuality, you know, physical, sexual embrace. I mean, all these types of things, and more details if you watch it back. Leading into September, things starting to shift in a maybe dramatic or a tumultuous time for the Earth itself, and what the Earth's going through, leading to the necessity of the choice being made between the twin flames at that time, around September 14th. I know, very, very surface level recap, but that's what I'll give you for now. You're welcome. I'm in Mukilteo, Washington. I do travel. I used to live in Portland, Oregon at Portland State University. And so I've been to Washington, but that sounds amazing. Cool. All right, here's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to end this now. If you guys have additional questions for me or just want to hang out for a few minutes on TikTok, we're going to be doing the traditional TikTok after party to this live. And we're just hanging out. You know, I'm answering questions. I'm giving some love to TikTok since you guys supported this whole time. And then we'll go from there. Okay. So join us here on TikTok if you want. My name is, handles BR Tobias. And then from there, Shaylee will also be in that chat hanging out with us. And then from there, she'll take over when I'm out of energy, and she'll take it from there, and we'll go from there. Okay. All right. I have. Did you see? Oh yeah, I didn't even notice I had this stone. I don't actually know what this stone is called, but I got it in Sedona. I got the stone in Sedona around the time of the separation between me and my twin. And the stone was recommended to me by a psychic I met at that time, who told me these words. She said, the guides want you to stick this one all the way through. This was probably close to a year ago. And I'm like, what do you mean? I was like, wait, we're getting back together like next week, right? And she just said, the guides want you to stick this all the way through. And anyway, she recommended this stone, and this stone, I don't know what it's called. It's like a light blue emerald of some sort, but its intention or description was to remind me of and to attract in my true soulmate in this lifetime, right? So kind of weird that I'm holding it. It's not weird, but I didn't realize I was doing that. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. All right, guys. Much love to all of you on YouTube here. We're going to end this now. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Again, if you haven't already, please be sure to like the video and subscribe if you want to remain part of the Soul Tribe and get continued updates. I'm not going anywhere. I can't wait to see what unfolds. Enjoy August. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. And let's get ready to rock and roll for September. Much love to you guys. And until next time, Brandon Tobias signing off.